out there and you start rolling right away, right? How important is getting out of the gate strong for you?
You just focus on scoring points. That's the big thing. Just continuing to score points every position, the whole match.
So first time you wrestled him this season, 4-0, Big Ten's 8-0. This time you pin him. Is that just you figuring him out?
I just think that you know, I mean, it was 11-2 when I turned him at the end.
Like that.
So I think like the difference was I got a turn off this time. The last time I turned him was the first time we wrestled. That was last year, so that was a little while ago. It was my second college match, I think. I wrestled him. I turned him a bunch, and you know, he's a really strong opponent. I have a lot of respect for him. I know he's going to do great things the rest of this tournament, and I know he's going to fight hard like he always does. You know, I have a lot of respect for him. He wrestles hard the whole match for 7 minutes, and more if needed. And you know, I'll always respect an opponent like that. And you know, shout out to Sean Russell. He's a beast. I know he transferred because the coach is different. You know, changing coach, so he's doing what's best for him. And you know, I think the difference was just wrestling hard, and you know, today it went my way. You know.
How good do you feel when you can get out there and just pile the points on and someone doesn't game you, they're not trying to do the 3 and 4 point stance, stay away from you, you can get on top? How like, what are the coaches saying to you about pile the points up?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's just scoring points every position, the whole match for 7 minutes and more if needed. And you know, I think that's really a big mindset I need to do the rest of this tournament. I slowed down a little bit at the end. I was in on a shot, and he wrestled real hard and scrambled out of it, and he ended up getting on top. And you know, I remember in that moment, I was like, all right, I gotta score faster next time. And you know, I didn't again. I got in deep again, and I almost got the same position I had Thomas So in last year. Like my foot was like on his leg, on his stomach, and I thought the ref was gonna call it potentially dangerous. So we both kind of stopped wrestling, and then he didn't call it. And he ended up picking my foot up and almost taking me down again, and I ended up hipping him over. So it was just continuing to score points. What happened there. I wasn't like, oh, he got me again. You know, it was just, yeah, sometimes you gotta go for some things.
Spencer, how hard is it to prepare for a guy that you've already wrestled 2 or 3 times? They're changing their style to try to beat what you do best. Is it hard to prepare for that?
I mean, you just gotta wrestle the whole time and just not focus on what he's good at. And just, you know, you gotta be aware of it because people are good at what they're good at. It's why they're here. It's why they're in national tournament. You know, but you gotta focus on what you're good at and get to your offense, to your points, and wrestle hard.
So you're leading there by a good amount. How do you kind of keep that fuel to say, you know, I gotta keep wrestling like I'm still 0-0?
Because that's just my mindset. You know, I want to tech and pin everybody. That's kind of how I've always been. Now that's not the most realistic thing in the world because your opponent wants to win too, right? But you know, I feel like if you have that mindset of just continuing to score points, then techs and pins will come, and you know, points will continue to pile on. As long as you're not worried about the clock, or worried about how you feel, and just worry about the next point, is when you'll wrestle your best.
How would you assess your first 3 matches here? I mean, obviously you've got a pin, a tech, and a major.
I feel like in my second match, I could have kept scoring points, but he's another great opponent. Wrestles hard, and you know, he wrestled me hard the whole match, and he didn't stop. And you know, I'm happy with scoring points, and that was what I wish I'd continued to do the last maybe minute, but I did. I continued to score points the whole match, and I like being relentless, and it was fun.
All right, guys.
Spencer, what's tonight like for you guys?
Last question.
Spencer, what's tonight like? Can you just describe what it's like the blood round?
Oh, man, it's really electric, isn't it? You know, those guys are fighting for, you know, what they've been training for all year. Well, it's not what they've been training for, but like the next best thing, you know, being All-American. And you know, those guys are going to fight for their lives, how I describe it. We're warriors, you know. When you look at the faces of half the guys in here, they're going to be beat up or bloodied and bruised. And, you know, what was it, Chase Straw from Iowa State? There's a picture of his face with just blood running down it. You know, those guys, that's how bad we want this. And, you know, I think that round really exemplifies this tournament. Because, you know, you leave an All-American or you leave wishing you had done more. And that's a feeling no one ever wants to have. And that's why they're going to fight for their lives.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.